Greetings, Web3 Vikings. These are the highlights from my live conversation with Vladimir, the founder of ENCOINS, a very promising privacy protocol on Cardano. And not only that, but also one of the best performing DeFi tokens on Cardano. This is from our Macro Musings live stream every Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to catch us live, see you next Thursday. Either way, hope you enjoy this conversation with Vladimir. Welcome.
Hi there.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Do you want to give a quick introduction of who you are and what ENCOINS is?
Yeah, sure. My name is Vladimir. I'm the founder of ENCOINS, and ENCOINS is a privacy protocol that is based on NFTs. So the way it works is that you can deposit ADA into the protocol and mint several coins, and you choose how do you distribute ADA between those coins, right? So you can choose, for example, to mint 2 coins. One is, let's say, 100 ADA, another one is 500 ADA, and only you know which coin has which value. And you can use it in various ways. You can send those coins as any other NFTs. Yeah, so this is how you can transfer value without revealing how much you send, for example. And then we have a second mode, which is called ENCOINS Ledger, which allows you to just keep your coins at one script address, and whenever you need to send them, you can just send them off chain through a messenger, for example, and the recipient can then earn the coins and redeem the value, for example.
All right, I want to get a little bit more into the technical stuff in a bit, because I'm going to need some help there, because I'm not a very technical guy. But let me take a step back and let me ask you about yourself, Vladimir. Where are you from? Where are you in the world? How did you get to Cardano? What's your experience in Web3 before ENCOINS? Tell me a little bit about how you got here.
So I'm from Russia originally. I've been working in research in applied mathematics for I guess almost 10 years. So I've been living in Europe for the past 6 years. And right now I'm based in Paris, France. Yeah, so I started working in Cardano and in Web3 2 years ago. Originally wanted to build some kind of privacy protocol on Cardano. That's how I got into the industry. I applied for the Project Catalyst Fund 6 grant about 2 years ago. And surprisingly, we got it on the first attempt. And since then I've been building this protocol. And right now with another team, I'm launching another protocol called ZK Fold. It's basically a developer tool, and in the future, ZK Rollup on Cardano.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we might have to have another conversation about that at some point. Okay, so it sounds to me like you knew exactly what you wanted to build, and you wanted to build it on Cardano, and you went for the Catalyst Fund. It was granted. That's a strong start, I would say. But why? I guess I want to know more about why did you want to build a privacy protocol on Cardano? Why? How did that enter your mind? How did you get there?
I believe privacy is very important for blockchain, because it's the adoption is impossible without having at least some privacy for the transactions that you do. For example, right now I have people in our team who I pay, and so it's kind of goes in both directions. We can see each other's wallet if we want it. Of course, I do not use this opportunity, but the crypto economy cannot become mainstream without some sort of privacy. And then why I decided to build on Cardano. Actually, before jumping in, I watch what people are doing in different ecosystems. And I like to watch these kind of in-depth interviews of founders, like long podcasts. And
did you watch the whiteboard video? Is that where you're getting at?
Yes.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
I watched the whiteboard video and a couple of other podcasts, like Lex Friedman podcasts. He had some blockchain and crypto people there a few times. That's like my initial impression from this kind of founder interviews. That Cardano is something that is has a very strong foundation, and something that could exist for a long time at least.
Yeah, and are you still happy you made that decision? Any regrets?
Yeah. I think there are still a lot of opportunities in Cardano because it's not EVM. There are different advantages and disadvantages, and people are still exploring what is possible on Cardano. What kind of applications can you build? DeFi applications maybe more efficiently than in Ethereum. And also, it seems like the developer tools allow you to build applications more safely and test them better than on Ethereum.
That's interesting because I've always heard the opposite. Well, not about the safety aspect, but I've always heard that it's so difficult to develop on Cardano. Have you? This was going to be one of my questions, so we might as well dive into it now. What is it like to develop on Cardano? What was it like when you started, and how has it changed?
Yeah, so we started right when the Alonso upgrade arrived, when Pluto smart contract were enabled. And back then there were very little choice, basically no choice of tools for the backend, especially that will support your application. So it was really difficult. The standard tools, some of the standard tools are not maybe production quality. Like chain index, we found in the process that, for example, Kupo chain index is like much more lightweight and efficient and stable. So, for example, we use it in ENCOINS. So right now, the situation is completely different. You have several languages for on-chain code, for example. So if you are coming, for example, from Python ecosystem, you have one language. If you are if you want to learn like a simple new language, you have Icon, for example. Or if you have Haskell background, then maybe you will enjoy Plutarch.
But you don't have to be a seasoned Haskell developer to build something on Cardano. I feel like that's a misconception people have.
Yeah, right now it's absolutely not a necessary requirement. You can build your application. Yeah, basically. Maybe even if you come from web development background, you can do it in TypeScript or something like this. So there are many options in terms of languages, and also in terms of developer tools, backend infrastructure, right now you have options.
I pulled the chart up here. I feel like it's a nice background because it's such a beautiful chart. Most charts looks absolutely horrendous these days, but this one is one of the few that doesn't. But here's the thing. I didn't buy my tokens because I thought we were going to the moon or because the technicals look good. I've always talked about fundamental analysis and looking at supply and demand, market fit. Yeah, some of the fundamental things that will hopefully lead to success of a project. And at the end of the day, a demand for the token is what's going to drive the price. Can you talk to me a little bit about what are some of the milestones you reached, and maybe also the team? Are you the only one doing this? But yeah, so what have you done so far, basically, is my question.
Yeah, okay. So yes, when I asked for the original grant, I actually didn't know that it will be so difficult to develop this kind of application. It's like before you start doing it, it's kind of hard to estimate how much money do you need and how long will it take. But then a few months in, we realized that we need like more funding. So we decided to do an ISPO. Our distribution, I guess, we decided to basically fund the project with the ISPO. So we were, I think, quite generous in the number of tokens that we distribute. And but the ISPO lasted for like a long time, basically a year. But it was, I think in hindsight, it was a good decision because we are here and very close to the mainnet launch.
So it was 10 million ENCOINS distributed through the ISPO, 3 million to the treasury, and 2 million to the team. So pretty straightforward tokenomics, right? Did you put a lot of thought into this and have any thoughts or regrets or on this part of the project, how you set things up, or you're pretty happy with how it played out?
I mean, in general, I'm pretty happy with how it ended up. The thing that I didn't know back then is how important liquidity is on DEXs. So we have not we didn't have a detailed plan for in terms of liquidity. So recently, we added 2 new members to the team. They are both from Argentina, and they are basically helping me to do the communications and partnerships, and also with in terms of how do we allocate the treasury funds, because we need to propose something to the holders. How do we spend the treasury funds? Because people they are waiting for someone to propose a big plan of how everything will work. So we have to do it inside the team. Yeah,
is that the DAO then? Is that because I wanted to get onto the DAO and how you make decisions?
Yeah. So what we want to do in the end is we want to have a DAO treasury. We are not there yet. Right now it's multi-sig treasury, but we are very transparent about it. We have ADA handle at the treasury address, so everyone can see what's going on inside the treasury. And what we do right now is anyone can propose something on our Discord server. And then we have like a week discussion, after which we we do this kind of polls that you're showing. We spend the funds from the treasury according to the results of the poll.
And how do you get a vote? Can anybody vote?
Anybody can vote, and then your voting power is determined by the number of tokens that you hold.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and also in terms of the team, so right now we have 5 people, including me. So we have 2 full-time developers, one on the back end, another one on the front end. Then I'm working right now on the second version of the protocol. And as I said, we have two people that do communications and partnerships and help with the Discord. Basically, everything growth related.
And speaking of team, and this question that seems very relevant right now, Sammy, what happened to Ratstau? Maybe help me understand. There's some connection, right, between you and Ratstau.
So Argus from our team is the founder of Ratstau, if I understand correctly.
And what's his role with ENCOINS?
Yeah, he and Diego is doing they're basically growth managers, so they contact people from the ecosystem, discuss collaborations. So then I jump in when it's time to make some kind of decision, schedule interviews and other meetings, and help with the Discord. It's very important that they right now answer questions because I think our Discord recently became much more active because of them.
Yeah, that's funny that you asked about that just now, Sammy. That's quite a coincidence. Okay, but I want to take another step back. We don't have unlimited time, but I want to make sure that we touch on the broader issue of privacy. So maybe help me and those who will watch this or are watching this understand why it matters. Why isn't privacy baked into Cardano in the first place? And why will people care about this protocol?
Why it is not baked into the Cardano in the first place? It's difficult. I guess doing privacy on top of blockchain it's like another level of difficulty. So only now we see some developments, especially with Midnight, for example. Maybe they should have done it, but at the same time it is difficult, and they want to take their time to make the right decisions in terms of architecture, how it will work. Then, as I said, like complete transparency, it's impossible to bring mass adoptions with complete transparency. So for some applications you need some privacy, but maybe also the ability to disclose certain information in cases when you need it, right? So
yeah, the way I understand it. Sorry to interrupt, but the way I think about it is, and I'm certainly no professional here, but we need Cardano to be more of a neutral foundation where you can have privacy or not. The choice is yours. Yeah. Are you a publicly traded company that wants to operate here? Are you part of the global financial system that needs to adhere to certain regulations? Yeah, we don't need the privacy, and we don't actually want it baked in because that would make it more difficult. But yeah, one of the biggest Web3 blockchain principles, though, at the end of the day, besides maybe decentralization, is anonymity and privacy. So, yeah.
And we are not the only one privacy-related app on Cardano. I mean, we are maybe the first that comes to mind in terms of transactions, but there are also apps that deal with data, for example.
Well, tell me then. Let's quickly talk about how it works and what makes you different from those other privacy protocols.
As I said, ENCOINS is based on NFTs. The idea is that you deposit ADA into the smart contract and you create NFTs. And at any point of time, you can redeem those NFTs and get your money back. And only you know how much is inside each of those NFTs, right? And this is the base protocol. And then you can deposit those NFTs put them into the smart contract, and this way you can transfer ownership of those NFTs just by sending the secret keys to someone else, right? Mm-hmm. And then they need to do what we call a remint. So they need to burn the coin and mint a new one with their own key, so that they get the full control of the coin. It's what I describe as version 1, and maybe it's not the most user-friendly at the moment. We understand this. So version 2 will be much closer to a regular wallet, but just with additional privacy feature.
Speaking of that, where are you now as a project, and what's coming up for you guys over the next few weeks?
Currently, we are doing audit by Anastasia Labs.
Oh, yeah, I know them.
I don't have a date right now in terms of when the audit ends, but it should be like in a reasonable time. So we say that we will be on the mainnet in Q4. That's we are confident about this, but the beginning of October, for example. For now, we are just saying Q4, and it will also depend on the results of the audit.
That makes sense. Did you do anything for this current Catalyst round?
Yeah, thanks for asking. We have 2 proposals. One is concerned with the front end and the DAO. So, as I said, we want to make our treasury into the smart contract run treasury. Also, V2 will have a completely different interface. So we need to do UI UX development for the second version.
Right.
And for the backend, we have several features planned. Probably most important one is the one that enables you to deposit any native asset into the protocol. So right now you can only do this with ADA, and you will be able to do it with any native asset, including NFTs.
And are you planning on just focusing on Cardano, or are you thinking about any sort of cross-chain functionality?
Yeah, any cross-chain functionality will be further down the line after we release V2. I guess it's a possible direction that we can take.
Yeah, it's exciting. I feel like just the reception, kind of seeing the demand, the amount of holders that you have, the attention that you're starting to get. Sometimes you just have to look at the market, and that can speak for itself. As we do that right here, we can see the holders. You get a relatively low supply, but people are obviously seeing promise in what you're building, myself included. And I think there's always going to be room for something like this, even though, like you were saying earlier, there are other privacy protocols maybe focused on data or some other type of privacy. Again, what makes you different from other privacy protocols that use zero knowledge proof? So any extra information that you can give me on maybe the technical side of things, kind of what kind of encryption you're using, what is a zero knowledge proof in the first place, and why are you different?
Yeah, so basically every privacy protocol uses, almost every uses some sort of zero knowledge proof.
What is it? for everyone who didn't take any math.
Yes, sure. It's a cryptographic protocol that allows you to prove a statement without revealing any additional information besides that the statement is valid. How it is used in ENCOINS is that you do not reveal how much ADA is in each token, but you prove that you know the secret keys for each token without revealing those secret keys, right? So you do it whenever you mint or burn a new token, ENCOINS. How we are different from other protocols? Well, you can find many similarities with different protocols. You can find something similar with Monero, for example. And there is also a protocol called Railgun on Ethereum. And so our V2 vision is kind of close to what they are doing, but there is a big difference between Ethereum and Cardano in terms of the architecture. So Cardano uses UTXO model and Ethereum uses account model, and they are quite different. And because of this, the protocols also quite different in terms of math that is used.
I would encourage anyone, especially if you are invested or planning to invest in the token and using the protocol, to check out the white paper. That you go into more detail on the technical side of things, and it's a dry read, but it's important. Will you be able to use the NFTs in DeFi, or will we be able to get staking rewards from the embedded ADA? Yeah,
sure. So with version 2, you will be able to encode your NFTs into ENCOINS. So you will have your tokens that hide your NFTs. So you can always, for example, prove that you own a certain NFT, but it will be not in your wallet, but in a smart contract. And at any point of time, you can, of course, redeem it back. This kind of feature we will have. Maybe we will have some kind of partnership with marketplaces, NFT marketplaces, but I don't know yet, because it's for version 2, it's still in early development.
Yeah, but it's theoretically possible. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And for the second question, currently in version 1, the users will not be able to get their staking rewards, unfortunately, because it's actually very hard to do if you want to preserve the user privacy, right? So if you send a particular sum to a particular address, then people can infer how much ADA this wallet had, even if they are in ENCOINS. For version 1, we do not plan to do this, but for version 2, possible.
I'm also thinking if it would be possible for you to, because we had this big discussion about privacy and stake pool operators, right? You could have an agreement or work with some stake pool operators to basically improve privacy somehow with the protocol. I don't know. I'm not a technical guy, but I wonder if there's a way to do it when you work with a particular stake pool operator.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I don't have an answer for it just yet.
Not really a question. It was just thinking out loud, I guess.
Yeah, it's it's an interesting idea. Maybe we can explore it in the future.
Yeah. So anything else that you feel like we haven't covered that might be useful for me and others to know?
I think we covered everything. You can. So we are on the testnet right now. You can check it out on the testnet. Play around with the DApp. Also check out our proposals for Project Catalyst, and maybe get involved into the conversations in our Discord forum.
100%. I will provide all those links in the description soon after this stream is over. So make sure to go down there and hop into the Discord and get involved. I got a feeling that they'll be able to answer any questions that I forgot to ask. Taking enough of your time today, Vladimir, thank you so much for coming on and introducing me and some of the community to ENCOINS. I am very much looking forward to mainnet and version 2. And best of luck.
Thanks, CardanoThor, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here on your show.